This poem takes its title from a poem by Frank O'Hara, who stole the title from Schiller, or from Beethoven, who stole it from Schiller. It's called Ode to Joy. One of the activities that one participates in when you live in a small town and there's no place to go is you just drive endlessly in circles looking for something to happen. So this is set in cars. It's the California dream. Ode to Joy. So many automobiles, it must be Friday night. These are the golden eyes of Catatonia of the valley. Of. They are the lights of. Their procession is a thread of yellow ore across one bridge, across another confluence of rivers, the ones that sometimes leave their beds and leave the shambled houses bare. Well, even to belong in this congested state, you have to spend a little bourbon on your nerves. They keep their low beams on. It's part of, a subset of belong. Switching gears to Slaughterhouse Road or Garden Highway or up to the junction or out to the boat ramp at Cottonwood Star Bend. Everyone's a little wet in the V tonight. They're all getting sticky on the bucket seats. In their humid zones, there are humid smells. They stopped for eats. Will everyone be fed this good in heaven? Hey there, cowboy, here's your Whopper. All roads lead first to Burger King, it seems. Or Hal's Grub Steak, home of the Do Burger. This is one of those dreams that cause sleep eating, in which, as we float across a tiny bridge, our bodies, Patty and Bun, converge, and all we got to do is put the mustard on. The condiments of can't stop your heart. Of intimacy that flourished here in Outlaw, just as the outlaws themselves had flourished in the slapstick gold rush days, and men who came from China without wives, and boys who bundled together in the Okie jalopies, girls finding their way together through the pass, and others leaving Mexico or Vietnam behind, could reinvent the space they occupied. Of teens, as teens must do, eating the potato nuggets of cupidity, scheming them onto that hunting road of dirt, whereupon the greatest intimacy of and in and through occurs. Of all the random shots one young man takes, of hit and run trade, the hidden features of men with boogie woogie on their minds, their cups of ketchup and other dipping sauces, creating little O's of transparency in their suck-me-off jeans. Of horrible missteps with fucked up chums, of low desire, of powerful urges, of release by one's own adulterous hand, of the feeling of somebody else should drive. Push, Push in the Bush is the title of a dance hit, but it's just as easily a country song. Out there in the dark, they have found each other like lightning bugs, despite the pesticides, despite the blights that hit a town's periphery and stay. There is a luminescence of all things which are of a place, the place where they begin, therefore belong. I'm going to read two more poems. The first one, it takes its title from a song by the Eurythmics. It's called Missionary Man. It is about a Mormon missionary that I dated when I was about that age, you know. The age that you date a Mormon missionary. No, it wasn't last year. Yeah, I had been in an automobile accident, so I guess my thinking was not right. So you'll see it begins in traction, and with two epigraphs, the first from Oscar Wilde and the second from Isaiah. We must bear away the body to another place. Oscar Wilde, Salome. Then said I, here am I, send me. Isaiah 6:8. The product of poor radiography, this one rectangular window through which the faintest of flowers might be seen. As each plastered vegetative eye awoke in traction and sought to be dismissed from the unreliable dispensary to which it was tied, so too did I petition to be moved into any upper room that might have me. Let the next who comes invite me so. If night can take it, shall we thread it like a spider? Glance around its unlit cistern, complecting our moonstruck strands toward the vortices we've kept from thus exploring. Let him knock with the promise of books, good looks, cutaway collar, skinny black tie, the pocket protector with his name engraved. For the bandages were still to be unwound. Had I ever thought about being saved? No, I had only ever thought about being spent. And unmended in my bones, I fostered such attraction to this ardent host, himself the aseptic, argent lancet brought to pierce me in my side. It was his first penetrating glance that filled me with a sudden surge of blood, rack, rent, and bungle of my corpus. Let me say I stank like the rim of hell in all my lust, and would have blushed at my own heat if not for the shameless eagerness in his eyes. The world is full of lovely but tragic boys. Get me on the joy bus, I said. Nobody ever really rides the joy bus. He prepared a place for me in empty houses, received me in the shaded summer lawns, wrapped in our own light jackets at the river bottoms, hid in manzanita clumps, the brake, the brittle fern, in the foyer of a Pentecostal church where we took our gladness despite the pious, took the praise of God as an offering of our bodies, each of us crouched in the doorway in turn, mouth to the vine, lips to the Eucharist, flesh of my astonished flesh. John, my elder, John, my boy, the body is dead to us, naughty, then gone. Suffer me to kiss thy mouth, John. I will kiss thy mouth. Let him be born of every ash that glows in the oil drums of winter parks. Let lesions disappear. Let brittle bones be knit. Let the integrity of every artery be restored. There is no God but that which visits us in skin and thew and pleasing face. He offers us this body. By this body we are saved.